Welcome to Abridged, a podcast on everything Bracebridge, with your host, me, Mayor Rick Maloney. Well, I have two wonderful guests today. It's July, and we're going to talk hockey. So what better opportunity to talk hockey than the middle or the end of July? Joe Rockbrune, who many would know is the new general manager of the Muskoka Bears, and of course my council colleague, Deputy Mayor Brenda Rhodes, both here in different capacities today to talk about Hockey Night in Muskoka. Second year, so that's exciting. Tell us a little bit about what's happening for Hockey Night in Muskoka, when it is, and who are some of the stars that are going to be showing up?
Yeah, well, thank you for having us, of course. We're super excited about the second year. We have some great NHL returning players, Ryan McLeod, Brandon Montour, Adam Henrique. Sam Gagne will be joining us this year for the first time, so we're excited to have Sam on the roster. Dylan Cousins, Nathan Bastian. So we have a great list of NHL celebrities that are joining us to support the Hockey Night in Muskoka this year.
Yeah, and it's on August 13th, right here at the MLCC. So we're excited, second year, and yeah, it's going to be amazing.
So tell us a little bit about the format. It's kind of a charity game. So the referee's whistle will probably be in his pocket or her pocket. Won't be a lot of that body contact, but a lot of good hockey and fun hockey, really. And it's not just the current or former NHLers, but it's future NHLers and even some amateurs that can play as well.
Yeah, we have 4 opportunities for local community fundraisers to play in the game and test out their skills against the current and future NHLers. So we're excited to encourage them to fundraise. $5,000 gets you in the game. Last year, as you're aware, I participated, so I had my experience. I know where I stand, so I'm going to just support the event this year, but we're super excited about that game. One of the highlights of the day for me is the youth ball hockey experience.
Oh, yes,
yeah, in which we encourage young ball hockey players. You don't have to be a hockey player. Anyone can join to raise $200. Then they get to play in the game with some current NHLers. And last year was the highlight, as I mentioned, for the event. For me, the game ended in a 15-14 overtime win for Team Blue, led by Dylan Cousins and Ryan McLeod. So they were great with the boys. I'm super excited to see how the ball hockey game goes this year.
And the feedback is that the NHLers absolutely loved that opportunity because it really is grassroots, right? That's where our hockey memories lay is car, like it's all about the road hockey stuff and, how you'd play from, morning to night until your parents called you in type of thing. So it must be really cool for them.
And you can see it. You can see it on their faces.
Yeah.
They're just so excited to be out there. And, the kids can get frustrated, but they, it's all smiles and they let them get into the game. It's just so fun. It's so fun to watch.
So tell us a little bit about, this is a fundraiser. Tell us a little about the charities that are supported through Hockey Night in Muskoka.
So we've chosen 3 charities again this year, and it's the Mile P. Hammond Endowment Fund, which supports our little ones that might be sick. And so that could be helping parents pay for parking, equipment in Aurelia. And, as Kate and Kent say, our hospital is really wonderful, but when your little one is sick, you end up going to Aurelia before you go to sick kids. And so that is supporting families in Muskoka that might have that happening to them and making sure that they are supported in that journey as they go along there. We have the South Muskoka Hospital Foundation again this year, and that's just helping them get the equipment they want and need. Mm-hmm. And it's ongoing for them, and they are our mainstay charity for Hockey Night in Muskoka. And then lastly is United Way Simcoe Muskoka, and they focus on getting ahead, which helps rise people out of poverty. It's a group that comes together and supports those people who are struggling to learn and build those connections to help rise out of poverty. Youth wellness and mental health wellness is another portion of that. And then the Relief Bank, which is helping people stay in their homes if they have a bad month. So they can access this Relief Bank and get back on their feet and then pay that grant back over time. And so all of the money stays within Muskoka or helping Muskoka families.
That's amazing. I know the Hammond family very active in supporting families with children that are sick and having going through the challenges as they went through that same challenge. And of course, we want to support our hospital in every opportunity that we can, and the good work that United Way does with the programming they offer. And as you pointed out, that all the money raised is staying right here in Muskoka, right here for Muskokans. So that's really, really cool. Last year, you had a very successful first year in terms of the fundraising. You're hoping to top that plus, I'm sure.
We are. We're on track, but we still have room for more sponsors. We've had some great response. Boston Pizza really has been the one that stayed with us year over year. They're a team sponsor. We're still working on that second team sponsor. I think we're close in that space. Hammond Transportation, Quimby Electric, and Landrell Legal are kind of our big ones that have stayed on and really supported the group. And we have a lot of other sponsors beyond that help out for the day.
Shout out to Jim Tree Living, Boston Pizza.
Yes.
The assistant coach on the losing team last year. I believe Jim's coming back to revenge his loss. But yeah, Boston Pizza's been a great supporter. So we still have room. We're still out asking. And I know it's tough out there. And every door I knock on, people are, expressing that. And all the more reason we have to keep asking.
Absolutely.
Right? Because these charities, they need the funding. And it's to hear their ask or their responsibility, whether it's the foundation or United Way, it's tough. So yeah, we're still out there working till the last moment. Come join the team. Lots of sponsorship opportunities, lots of chance to be a part of the event, and we're still working on it.
And as Joe said, there's the opportunity to be on the ice, but there's also an opportunity to raise money and be on the bench. And so if you don't want to strap on the skates and test your skills against the NHLers, there is that space on the bench that you can raise money for. And we think it's important for the community to raise money too and get involved. And we've had some great success in that space, especially with the youth. They have really gone above and beyond. And so it's not just $200 that they're raising. These kids are out there hustling and standing at businesses' doors and asking their friends and family. So they've been doing an amazing job. And
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a few of them, and I don't have them all, but I mean, William Selkirk has raised over $3,000 this year for the event in a very short period of time. My main man, Jax Coltman, who raised over $2,000, kind of kicked it off and got the youth ball hockey experience to become a thing. They're creating some great energy on social media, supporting each other through their fundraising. We've had some NHLers, Pierre LeBrun from TSN, Mike Johnson shouting out the boys, along with Chris King, of course. One of the main reasons this event exists. But the kids have been doing it awesome. Nathan Pluger is new to the race, kind of, but he's been stepping it up, and it's really great for them to recognize and see it and work together, because this community has some great adult fundraisers, and to see kids take a leading role, it's been fun.
Well, last year's event was fortunate enough to be asked to be the door opener. I can't say coach, door opener, but being down at the ice level, I can imagine the experience that someone would have by being down at ice level and seeing those NHLers and having a chance to kind of interact that way. What a great opportunity. And you'd mentioned Jim Trelevin from Boston Pizza. Last year, Wendell Clark was involved. You mentioned Chris King. Some solid names in the world of hockey and business that are there supporting this event. TSN, you'd mentioned as well, and Sportsnet being involved. Just the excitement of last year, I'm sure it's going to be doubled and tripled excitement this year. If I'm wanting to attend, bring my family as a night out or whatever it might be, tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. I mean, you go to our website at hockeynightmuskoka.ca, or the acronym HNIM.ca. Tickets are available, general admission for $25. We have VIP available for $200, and we had all of the players, I think to a person, came up last year afterwards and took pictures and signed autographs. So we're forever grateful for their time, and it was a really great event.
And we're enhancing that VIP experience this year. A couple actually enhancements of it, of the whole game, but that VIP experience, we're going to have a a panel with our TSN supporters, and they're going to talk to some of the players. And as Joe said, there's an opportunity to meet and greet some of the players that come up and have a little bit of munchies and drinks with us after the game. So it's a really kind of unique experience. So if you want that experience, you get preferred seating, some food, obviously, and that experience upstairs in the Leon's Auditorium.
Well, it's really, really exciting. We're really have a benefit of having such a great facility that many NHLers are taking advantage of the summer as they cottage and recreate up here. And really seeing them give back to the community, their kind of second home community, is really, really exciting. And I'm sure the players absolutely, as soon as they're asked, are 100% on board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Muskoka hockey, you kind of mentioned, is kind of the preeminent place for NHLers to train. Muskoka being a great place to live when you're not training, and then, of course, the beautiful facility you have here. So they were kind of looking for a vehicle to give back to the community. Mm-hmm. So when this came up, they all jump at it. We've had some conflicts because summer's busy for them, and their time is so important. But yeah, they've been great. And as I mentioned, the ball hockey experience with, if you don't mind if I shout it, but Nathan Bastian, Kevin Ball, Dylan Cousins, Ryan McLeod, they were superstars. And yeah, they just looking for an opportunity to give back to this, what they receive from the community and the support. And Muskoka hockey, Sam Gagne and Brady Evil, they're the man, or the men of hockey development, and they're doing some great things, and they love Muskoka.
Sam was a huge contributor as we were talking about the design and the future use of this facility. I know that there was regular conversations with Sam and our recreation staff and project developers as we're working through that, as well as Chris King, when we were, getting that design of what the Muskoka Lumber Community Center, particularly the arena part of it, was all about. And so he's been a great contributor that way. And of course, he is always given back to the community and a keen supporter of not just Bracebridge, but this facility for sure.
I think it's important that we give a shout out to our board. So we are 2 members of a 5-board group, and so it's ourselves, Chris King, Brady Leovold, and Andrew Jackson. And Andrew Jackson owns Jackson Events, and they're a great partner in this event also, and really helped us get off the ground and together, and continue to work together really well.
I know you got a wonderful T-shirt there, Muskoka. Hockey Night in Muskoka. Is there some swag that'll be available? Yeah,
this is the Ball Hockey Experience jersey that the kids wore on last year's event. So we've increased our swag availability. Each year the event grows, but people have asked a lot about the T-shirts and the sweaters. So yeah, we're stepping our game up on that level.
Great. So just another reminder: what time do things start? How do I get tickets? Just give everyone a last little pitch on Hockey Night in Muskoka.
So visit our website, as Joe said, hockeynightmuskoka.ca, and you can get your general tickets or any information that you need there. The game starts at 7, and the ball hockey experience starts at 3. But that ball hockey experience is not open to the general public. It's the kids that fundraise and the parents that come along with them. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody in the arena and filling those stands again, and it's going to be a wonderful night.
Yeah, and I think the other piece to that is that the ticket prices are there for the charitable aspect, right? This is volunteers that are putting in volunteer time and volunteer efforts, and every dollar that you spend in terms of a ticket price and things like that is dollars that are going back to the community. So that's an important piece to remember as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, we're grateful to be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, you're 2 wonderful, exciting, energetic people that I've got to know very well, and I know that this event you gave a shout out to your board, but you 2 are kind of the key engines in that effort too. So congratulations on that, and good effort on both your parts to get this event going in its first year, and then to have it come back in second year. And we're looking forward to years and years after that. Maybe you're not, but seeing this thing be a regular event in our community is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and thank you to a little bit to your team, to Cindy O'Regan prior to that, and Rick Cox. Kathy Jenke and your team to help us get this through, because especially that first year, we were figuring it out, but they were so helpful and continue to be. So
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, Joe, Brenda, thank you for coming and sharing about Hockey Night in Muskoka. Looking forward to that. I'll be there, and we'll enjoy some great hockey with some great stars and some future stars, and a few amateurs sprinkled in there. But it'll be a great night of hockey in Muskoka for sure on August the 13th.
13th.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Great.
thank you for having us.
Well, I'm joined with a first-time guest, and I'm not sure why it's taking this long to have Jaden Hollingshead, who's the Executive Director of the Bracebridge Chamber of Commerce, join us on Abridged, but there's always room for firsts, and I'm glad you're here today. Jaden, welcome.
Thank you so much. Better late than never, right?
Exactly. So obviously it's a busy summer in Muskoka. Busy summer in Bracebridge. Tell us a little bit about what's happening with the Chamber of Commerce this summer, 2026.
Yeah, so this summer we've had a lot of great networking events already. We just spent some time on a cruise and had a round table with MP Scott Atchison. Overall, running the visitor center, we're seeing a lot of traffic come through there. Still a lot of people wanting to see the falls despite the bridge closure, and a lot of excitement here into the summer.
So what's the pulse of what the business community is seeing with the summer of 2026? We've had a combination of hot days where people are, at the cottage, at the beach, and some rainy days that brings people into town and things like that. So what are you hearing?
Yeah, I mean, usually it's the hot days bring people into the region, and then the rainy days bring the people downtown. So it's we're seeing a lot of traffic downtown, and a lot of people are shopping at the local businesses.
And of course, the Chamber was involved with Canada Day in July, and I stopped into the office and had my obligatory cupcake, and I appreciated that. But there's a lot of other activities that are yet to come for the Chamber as you're moving forward with the rest of this year.
Yeah, so a lot of our events coming up are focused on the networking aspect. So we've got a networking at noon from Barriston Law on September 17th. And then another networking event coming up October 22nd. So
those networking events, I've been at a number of them. They're great opportunities for our business community to get together, have a chat over a beverage and some snacks and things like that. And so what's the feedback you're hearing from the membership on those opportunities to get together? Yeah,
so my favorite feedback that I've been hearing recently is that it feels like there are different people at the events each time. Mm-hmm. So the whole point is to get to know the new people. I mean, it's nice to build the relationships with the people that you already know, but when there's new people involved, it makes it, you just grow your network that way. Yeah, and every time I'm there, there's always different faces. And the other thing you've been doing is obviously moving around from, business hosts to business hosts, but you've moved the times around a bit too to accommodate, folks' availability at noon hour or after work or whatever it might be. So it gives some flexibility to folks to participate. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we find a lot of professionals will be able to take a lunch hour. And a lot of business owners aren't able to go until after 5. Mm-hmm. So you get a good mix of professionals and business owners at the events. Yeah, good. And from that standpoint of membership, what is the advantage of some business, a new business or an established business in the community that maybe has not been a member of the Chamber? What are some of the advantages of membership with the Chamber of Commerce? Yeah, I think new businesses get a really unique push because when you join the Chamber, we do a big welcome post, and that gets you a little bit extra. Sort of people will know that you're there and that you're looking to be involved with the community. And then, of course, new businesses, of course, it's that networking piece, right? And the value of being, connecting with, whether it's a business that you are associated with or a business that you've never met the business owners. It's a great way to kind of network for sure. Exactly, yeah. And we like to be open and make sure that everyone feels welcomed. And it's a great way to break into the community because it can be tough sometimes. Yes, exactly. And in some cases, a business owner
business operators may think they're an island, and the ability to tap into other businesses that you can ask questions, bounce ideas off of. Even the chamber itself, you're there as a resource for businesses as well. So what are some of the resources you would provide for businesses?
Yeah, so it can be anything. It could be funding, so we can help you if you're looking to expand a capital project or something like that. We can point you in the right direction for grants. We always say, let us know what you're doing, even if it's a small new wall that you're building in your office. We want to know about it because it's something that we can just mention while we're talking to other businesses.
Mm-hmm. So you're kind of that conduit to. I know that you blast out a lot of information about business expansions, new opportunities for a business where it might have expanded its services, but also new businesses. You're always represented at every official kind of ribbon cutting of a new business in our town. So you offer that welcome mat and that opportunity to connect. So you really, the chamber is, there present pretty much, with every kind of business venture, new business activity in the community. You're an engaged chamber of commerce for sure.
Yeah. We pride ourselves in celebrating the success of other businesses, and we want to be there when they first open, when they open a new store, ideally, all of that. We want to support them through all of their wins, and even when it gets tough, we want to support them then too.
Yeah, absolutely. And no better example than when we went through the COVID experience back in in 2019, 2020, and 2021. So a bit of a challenge for our businesses, and I know that the chamber was a key partner in supporting businesses because the world was changing. Not just daily, but hourly in terms of what how we were operating and things like that. So, one of the other things that the chamber is responsible for is managing the visitor center in our community. Tell us a little bit about the visitor center. First of all, where you're located. It might be obvious to many, but we'll talk about that, share that. And then what are some of the kind of services that are provided through the visitor center by the chamber?
Yeah, so we're located at the Bird Mill warehouse, and that is just above the falls, right at the Silver Bridge there.
So you've had a bird's eye view of the bridge rehab.
We have, and a bird's ear view, if you will. It's been a little loud, but we're happy to see progress on that. So
good.
It's good.
So a little bit about what the visitor center does.
Yeah, so we're oftentimes the first point. We're oftentimes the first point when someone's confused. If they're feeling a little lost, they come in there. Oftentimes it's pointing them to the falls. Oftentimes it's bringing them to different trails that they want to visit. Telling them about even a nice menu item on a restaurant, that kind of thing. We keep it personal. And we welcome people from all over the world, which is really exciting. It's always our office. I can hear all the visitors when they come in, and it's really cool to hear their stories as well.
And obviously, lots of information about attractions, accommodations, things to do, places to visit that are there. In the chamber map too, is there a map that
there is a map?
Yeah.
Yes, and that map will show all of the members that we have, and it also shows the different pieces of tourism products that are available here.
Yeah. So I would, whether you're a full-time resident in Bracebridge, visiting our community, drop into the visitor center because the information that they have and some of the activities that maybe you never even heard of or thought of are there that they can share with you. And just from a numbers standpoint, how many thousands of visitors would you have come through that visitor center?
Yeah, so in the summers, it peaks at about 3,000 to 4,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, so that brings us to about 21,000 across the year.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. It's you and a small support staff that are doing that. So very busy office for sure.
It definitely is. It's not as quiet this time, but I like a little bit of loudness in the office sometimes.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about some of the. We talked about membership and the benefits of membership. We talked about the activities that you support, and with members, but also activities that the Chamber supports for the community. I mentioned Canada Day as one of those. Fire and Ice is another one where you're actively involved with that. But tell us a little bit about the advocacy piece that our local chamber is involved with, and or the more macro Ontario Chamber of Commerce might be involved with in terms of that advocacy that you do on behalf of your membership.
For sure, yeah. So we focus our advocacy every year. We kind of look at what the issues are affecting the businesses, that kind of thing. A big thing that we've been pushing for is more housing, more affordable housing here in Bracebridge. And so that looks a few different ways. We've released a few policy documents of what we support and how we think that's going to improve the housing situation here. But it's also, this year we've been hearing more about transit. So we've pushed more for transit in terms of the rideshare framework for bringing companies like Uber or Lyft up here. And we've seen a lot of progress with that.
Yes.
At the Ontario level, because we're a member of the Ontario Chamber, every year we get an opportunity to go down to Toronto, go to Queen's Park, talk to different elected officials there. This year, transit was a big focus of ours, so we showed our support for demand-responsive transit and expanding that program, ideally to Bracebridge at some point. Mm-hmm. And so they need some extra funding to make that kind of happen, and we're supportive of that and express that there.
Yeah, so lots of effort. I know that just recently you held a bit of a housing forum, included our MP Scott Aitchison as well as others. Tell us a little bit about that initiative.
Yeah, so that was a funding forum for businesses. So
funding.
It included a representative from FedNor, a representative from Muskoka Futures, and it was really about making the idea of applying for federal grants a little less abstract than it currently is. A lot of times you see a form and you see a long list of things you need to check, and you don't know exactly how you fit into it. So we wanted to get people connected to the people that know how to do that, because a lot of times they're very much willing to help and make sure that your application is strong before you submit it.
Yeah. And I'm sure well received by those who attended. I think one of the challenges, maybe one of the roadblocks to, accessing funding is the process, and it could be a little bit onerous for somebody that maybe is not experienced, and having the ability to kind of demystify that a little bit and walk folks through it, and certainly be there for support for businesses to tap into funding. That's a great initiative, and want to congratulate on that. One of the initiatives that we are kind of launching or moving forward with is the redevelopment of the Carnegie Library. And I know that the Chamber is a big part of that, where we will soon see the Chamber, our Economic Development Department, some planning folks from our planning department, the Muskoka Small Business Center, the BIA, all under one roof. Lots of synergy potential with that, eh?
Yeah. I'm really excited, because there's a lot of times where someone will come to us and we say, oh, this isn't exactly how we handle it, but maybe the Small Business Center or Economic Development is your better spot. And then they have to kind of wait and either send an email or find a time that they can go and talk to them, that kind of thing. Whereas if we're in the same building, it could be as simple as just going down the hall.
Yes, it's all about customer service, right? And,
exactly.
And what in the perfect world, we obviously try to do is have a point of contact for somebody if they are interested in establishing a new business or looking at a planning matter or whatever it might be. There's a point of contact, and that point of contact can guide them through introductions to various departments. And in this case, someone comes to the Chamber in this new kind of facility, we'll call it a business hub, and they have some questions. As you say, it's a simple walk down the hall and introduction to Bracebridge Economic Development, or introduction to our BIA, Tracy Larkman, who may have some understanding about storefront vacancies in the downtown or whatever it might be. This Muskoka Small Business Development Center, that person may come in and need some support in developing, further refining their business plan or whatever it might be. There's so much synergy there that is, the idea is that when that person or persons walk in the door, that there's that feeling that they're going to be taken care of and that they're important and their business opportunity is important, and they don't have to, kind of wait for, as you say, sending an email, hearing back. It's right there.
Exactly.
One-stop shop type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a lot more simple, and that's how you get things done quicker.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say, first of all, huge thanks to our Chamber of Commerce, your team, Jaden, for the energy that you have for Bracebridge, the energy that you have to support our businesses in our community. There's not a ribbon cutting that I'm invited to that you or someone from your office is there to support that. And, I really do appreciate that. You put on a great, once a year, we haven't talked about it, but a great kind of business awards gala. This past spring was the last one, recognizing businesses that not just have, met kind of cool standards of excellence, but businesses that have been long-serving business in our community, recognizing the contribution they've made. This last time I think Fresh Cuts was a business that you would recognize that has been in business for 35 years in our community. But just that celebrating of businesses, and I know that event is always a great opportunity again for our business community to celebrate the successes of our community and our business community, and whether you're a award recipient or not, everyone is there excited about the future of business in our community, but also the successes of our business in our community.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the awards event is, if you need some optimism, go to the awards event, because it's just optimism.
Yeah. And that's all. That's what we as leaders. You're as a chamber executive director, I as mayor, we are cheerleaders of our community in many respects, right? And we want to make sure that all those good news stories and those good opportunities are heard loud and clear throughout, and we can be amplifiers for that. So appreciate that, what the chamber does. Any kind of thoughts on, as we wrap up, anything you wanted that we've missed that we haven't talked about?
Yeah, I think I would just like to kind of mention our social media. I'm really proud of our team. It's not me doing the social media. I sometimes make an appearance in a video, that kind of thing. But this year we reached 1.1 million people.
Wow.
So we have seen some massive growth. Our Instagram reach has almost tripled. And we're finding that it's nice. Those numbers sound nice, but there's a little more to it. We're seeing that our events fill up quicker. We're seeing that people are more engaged. We're seeing the next generation engage with the chamber, which is always a struggle for chambers, and it's something that we think we're making really good ground on right now.
Absolutely, and I'm a regular follower of your social media channels, and you're taking a page right out of the Bracebridge Library as well,
yes,
in terms of TikTok and
definitely inspired.
Things like inspired by them for sure. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining us, Jaden, and wish you and all our business community all the best as we move through the rest of summer 2026, but also for the rest of 2026 in general. And thanks for coming in and chatting.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
And next time you'll be a 2-time visitor and eligible for the T-shirt.
I'll get the T-shirt, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm holding you to that.
Thank you. That's a wrap on this episode of Abridged. Thanks to my guests for taking the time to join me today. This podcast was produced in the Dr. Ted Joe recording studio at the Colson Family Bracebridge Library. Thanks for listening, and be sure to join me on our next episode where we talk everything Bracebridge.
This podcast was produced by North Star Networks, the guiding light for progressive media.